What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sibtain Raza, aka Raza Time on my socials, back here with some Week 8 news and updates. So we just had a great Week 8. This is my background. I'm a Star Wars fan too. But let's get into it. Week 7 was a great Week 7. We're going into Week 8 of the NFL season. My Cowboys, great win, whooping the Commanders, putting a 40 burger on them. That was a great game. I really enjoyed it. It was so fun. Watched it with my brother-in-law, Matt. He's a Commanders fan. He was awfully quiet. He had to go downstairs at halftime because I was being loud and rowdy. He just couldn't handle it because we were whooping them. But anyways, it was a great week 7. Good matchups. Philly got a good win out there. Packers, Micah Parsons, ex-Cowboy. Micah Parsons showing up. Again, a great win for the Packers. Through his first 3-sack game. Ended the game with the sack, sacking Jacoby Brissett. As you can see, the scores up here. Thursday night, we started off with a great game on last Thursday. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati's Battle of the Unks. Oh, how can I forget Giants, Denver? That game came down to the wire. The Giants choking it. The Giants had it. They were up 19-0 going into the fourth quarter. They were up, I think, 16 points or something like that with about 6 minutes left in the game. And so they were up. Only team out of 1,200, almost 1,300 teams have been up like around 16 points with 6 minutes left. Giants are the only team that were in that position to blow that lead. Great win by Denver for Demaryius Thomas. It was a Demaryius Thomas day. He unfortunately passed away at the young age of 33. They scored 33 points for Demaryius Thomas, one of the great 88s. That was a great game for him. Great game for Denver. My boys will be going into Denver, but we'll do that in our Week 8 preview show where me and my co-host Hassan go around talk about our picks for Week 8. Betting wise, if you watched our videos previously, I took the over in the Cowboys Commanders game, which hit. And me and Hassan collectively, when we collectively pick a best bet, we're 3-0 so far. We picked the Panthers to get the win. It was an ugly win, but they got the win. We picked Panthers money line, and we hit on that. So we've been 3-0 on that. So look out for our video this upcoming week for our best bets, and follow along. When we choose one that's similar that we both like, it's been hitting. We've been 3-0 on that. Kansas City looks like they're back with Rashee Rice putting up 31. They put up 31 points, left the Raiders with a goose egg. Like I said earlier, Philly got a nice win. Jalen Hurts looks like he's kind of getting back to his old self, last year's Super Bowl self, so that was good. But it was pretty overall good Week 7. My boy Hassan, his team, Michael Penix, couldn't show up in prime time. They lost. But the Green Bay game was good. The Colts, the surprising 6-1 Colts, they look great. We're also gonna do a little top 10 teams that we have off the bench TVs, top 10 teams in the NFL right now. Monday nights, I didn't get to see the Houston-Seattle game. That game came on too late on the East Coast. The Tampa Bay-Detroit game was just a whooping by Detroit. They controlled the game for the most part. And then getting into Week 8 news, unfortunately, we're going to lose, I think, a future Hall of Famer and Mike Evans, probably out for the year, who had 10 straight, I believe, 1,000-yard years. And then, unfortunately, this year he couldn't make it 11 straight. He tied the great Jerry Rice last year with 10 straight seasons with 1,000-plus yards. If you didn't watch the game, there was a bomb that Baker Mayfield threw. I think he caught it, but it was ruled incomplete. But on that pass, he went for the catch, diving catch, fell on his shoulder, broke his collarbone. Looks like the reports are that he'll probably be out for the whole year or majority of the year remaining. So we might not see Mike Evans again till next year, and he might be on a new team. This is the last year of his contract, so we might see Mike Evans on a new team. Unfortunately, hopefully the Bucks can work something out, keep him a Buccaneer for life. I'd like to see that. And then getting into news for Week 8, some news coming up. Brandon Graham is back for the Philadelphia Eagles out of retirement. Brandon Graham is back. Here's some other news that happened today. Russell Wilson and Sean Payton kind of went at it. Sean Payton said to Russell Wilson, he basically said, I mean, he didn't say anything to Russell Wilson. He was answering questions about his about their game on Sunday, and he basically saying, "Oh, I'm close with the Mara family, and I was just talking with John Mara. I'm close with him, and I was telling him, hopefully you don't put in Dart until after we face you," kind of taking a slight shot at Russ. Russell Wilson replied back on X, formerly known as Twitter, saying that's very classless. I see you're still chasing bounties in the media. Hashtag let's ride. So Broncos country. So Russell Wilson calling him classless, which, it is what it is. I guess those two didn't really like each other. Maybe he was forced to be there, but not a good relationship. There's news. Raiders are on the bye, but are they still thinking, what can you get for Jacoby Myers? Does he still want to be traded? He said, oh, for sure. He's trying to look for a contract and probably wants to be on a winning team. Speaking of the Raiders, rumors popped up today that got going. Trey Wingo, he said that there's been rumors that my Dallas Cowboys are talking to the Raiders for Maxx Crosby. So if somehow the Cowboys can pull off and get Maxx Crosby before the trade deadline, which is November 4th, only a couple weeks away, if the Cowboys can somehow pull that off, they just put up 40 on Washington. I know Washington was a little beat up, but still allowing 40 points, teams don't, you don't want that. And then, so if the Cowboys can somehow get Maxx Crosby, then that, and they still keep, if they still end up, we'll see what the trade comes, but what I'm hearing is Cowboys trade one of their first round picks this year, maybe a first round pick from next year. So they could use those two first to turn around that they got from the Micah Parsons trade to get Maxx Crosby, who's a cheaper contract, a little bit older than Micah. I don't think he's as good as Micah, but he's up there with Micah. And if the Cowboys could get Maxx Crosby, if we could somehow not give up two firsts, maybe give him one first, a third, and the next year second, and we get Maxx Crosby, and from the Micah trade we got Kenny Clark, a first round pick, and Maxx Crosby, that's a win for Jerry Jones. That's a win for the Cowboys. If we can somehow pull it off, me personally, I don't think it'll happen. But I didn't think Micah would get traded away either. I thought we would sign, get a deal done with Micah, which didn't happen at all. But let's see if the Cowboys can pull off getting Maxx Crosby, bro. I think that fixes that gets the hole that is there from Micah leaving. You get an elite pass rusher. That'll definitely improve this defense to maybe 20th or maybe even mediocre. We all know how good Maxx Crosby is. And with the way our offense is playing, the number one offense in the NFL, with Dak Prescott just slinging that rock, MV Prescott slinging that rock, George Pickens getting involved, CeeDee Lamb getting involved, Javonte Williams running that rock. Bro, that Maxx Crosby move will change things around, bring Cowboys Nation back. People don't want that. Cowboys Nation will be loud and proud if we get Maxx Crosby. Bro, Super Bowl rumors will start bubbling again, and everyone's going to say, let's see what they do in the playoffs. Let's see what they do in the playoffs. But that right there is a move to get a Super Bowl for Jerry Jones. Other news, that's one of the biggest rumors that has popped up. So we'll see if anything happens with that. And then Thursday night, we're going to get Wentz and the Chargers, Carson Wentz. He had a revenge game against Philly. Almost pulled it out, but, Wentz is going to be Wentz, and he made his mistakes. So they'll place the Chargers. He's going to get the starting job again. They'll face the Chargers, both teams coming off a loss. Chargers coming off a loss to the Indiana Jones and the Colts, who are looking surprisingly hot. They're 6-1, looking great. Everyone thought when they got Daniel Jones, they're like, oh, you have Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson, who hasn't really proved anything. they're going to be just, you know, they're going to be in the Arch Manning, you know, going for Arch Manning, but that is not happening. They are looking like a Super Bowl team. Especially Indiana Jones is doing his thing, but it's really Jonathan Taylor who's running that ball, scoring touchdowns. I think he leads the league in touchdowns. I think he has 10 right now. He's really doing his thing. He's in one of my MVP conversations as well, Jonathan Taylor. You can't always put quarterbacks. Got to put some running backs in there as well. But that's a little bit of the rumors going around this week, going into week 8. I know it's only Tuesday, October 21st, but that's some of the rumors coming out. Some injuries that happened this past week 7, Mike Evans being one of the key injuries. So just look out. There will be other news coming out this week, but as of today, that's really the big news. With the biggest is the Maxx Crosby rumors to the Cowboys. I think it's just rumor mill talk. I don't know if the Raiders will even let him go. He's a good part of that defense that you want to keep build around. He's only 28, and they have him signed already. So you want to keep that talent and just kind of build some piece on the defense and get a new quarterback in there and stuff like that. But before I end off this rumor report and everything, let's talk about our top 10 teams going to week 8 off the bench TV's top 10 teams. This was my list, but I'm pretty sure my co-host Hassan kind of agrees with it. We'll go with the top 10. Next time we'll probably do a list together. But here's our top 10 teams that we have. It's similar to most power rankings you'll probably see. We'll put the Lions at number 1. They came off a great Monday night win. I mean, any of these kind of teams you could put number 1. There's no real great team in the league right now. The Chiefs beat the Lions already. So the Lions have been beat. The Packers beat them too. So they have 2 losses. Every team in the NFC has 2 losses except the Packers, which only have 1 loss and a tie. But they only have 4 wins. They have the Lions are looking good. I think they're 5-2 right now. So, Colts have, I think, the best record in the NFL at 6-1. Excuse me. So, we'll put the Lions at number 1 right now. I think they're playing great. They were out a lot of cornerbacks. A lot of their secondary was out, and they still played great against the Bucks. So, we'll put the Lions at number 1 right now. But, it's very close with a lot of these teams. There's no, real definite number 1. Someone could have the Colts at 1. I wouldn't disagree. You could have Philly still at 1. They are the Super Bowl champs, so you still got to respect them. So that's why I have them at 2. They are the Super Bowl champs. They had a good win. They look more back in form with A.J. Brown getting involved, Devontae Smith having a monstrous game, Jalen Hurts finally looking good at the passing attack. Still got to get Saquon involved, and they'll be super dangerous. They just got Brandon Graham back. It's going to take him a couple weeks to get reacclimated with the NFL and get into game shape. But that's someone off the edge that they kind of need help on right now. They lost a lot of pieces this offseason on defense. So Brandon Graham back, it'll help a little bit once he gets into shape. And he's a leader, vocal leader. So they probably need that, missing that leadership on that defense. So I still have them at 2. They are the Super Bowl champs. So we'll put them at number 2. And then, so they're right now number 2 for me. And then we have the Colts at 3. Indiana Jones and the Colts at 6-1. Best record in the NFL. They have some good wins. They lost to the Rams. But they're 6-1. Got to keep them there. They're a good team. A lot of close wins as well. A lot of early some people are calling them fluky because some of their wins are not against great opposition, like great quarterbacks. But hey, they're 6-1. I'm gonna put you in my top 3, best record in the NFL. Then we'll put the Rams, who had a great win in London, at number 4, who are 5-2. And the Chiefs are getting hot. They just got Rashee Rice back from a 7-game suspension. I believe 6-game suspension, 7-game suspension, whatever he had. He was back last week, looked back legit. He was doing his thing. The Chiefs are looking great, so we'll put them at the 5 spot right now. They're looking like they're going to come back and be in that Super Bowl again. The team is really rolling. They put 30 points? Yeah, 31-0 on the Raiders. A division opponent. You held a division opponent to 0. That's much respect. The Chiefs are looking like, hey, we're back, baby. And then we'll put Buffalo at 6. Got to respect Josh Allen. They lost to the Falcons. They had to bye this past week 7. Lost to the Falcons on Monday night on week 6. A bad loss for them. But, still Josh Allen. They have a decent defense. Let's see. Come on. They had, I think, 2 straight losses. So let's see if they can regroup and come back after the bye and, get back on track. So I'll still keep them at 6 because they're a dangerous team. I could swap them right here with the Packers, who had a great win. Micah Parsons, 3-sack game. Jordan Love, not looking as great as he did to start the year. But Josh Jacobs had a decent game. Micah Parsons won them that game. He had 3 sacks, 1 sack in the end, to a clutch sack to basically end the game, essentially. Essentially, Micah Parsons ended the game. That's what I miss. I can't believe my Cowboys let him go, or we would be probably number 1 on this list, Super Bowl contenders. The way Dak's playing, put Micah Parsons. Man, Jerry Jones, why did you do that? But we'll put the Packers at 7. They're another 1-loss team. Them and the Colts only have 1 loss, but the Packers also have a tie. They're 4-1-1, and the Colts are 6-1. But Packers are looking like, they're still a top team in the NFL. And then at number 8, we'll have the Bucks. It's probably, if you told me they did this list at week 7, going into week 7, probably the Bucks are up here at 2 or 3. But they just had a big loss to the Lions. Dropped them down a couple of spots. Lost Mike Evans for basically the year. The defense, they did their part a little bit, but the Lions kind of were running down their throat. Jahmyr Gibbs had an amazing day. Almost like, I know he had like over 130 yards rushing. And so that defense has been suspect kind of all year. And Baker has been, carrying that team. Baker's like an MVP discussion as well. So they're still a top 10 team, but at 5-2, I had them drop a little bit. And then we'll put Mac Jones and the Niners, who are 5-2 as well, at the 9 spot. And Seattle, who had a great win Monday night against the Texans at home, finally getting a win at home, which is good for them. Seattle at the 10th. I put the Niners over Seattle because the Niners beat Seattle earlier this year. Mac Jones is looking great. They're going to have some QB controversy coming up once Brock Purdy's ready to play. I know Brock Purdy, you have to start Brock Purdy. He got the contract. So you're going to have to start Brock Purdy. But Mac Jones is doing his thing, man. He's doing his thing. So, yeah. That's our top 10. That QB controversy discussion is going to happen soon. Once Brock Purdy comes back and he's not playing as great as Mac Jones, that is going to start. But this is the top 10. San Francisco is injured too. They beat my boy Hassan's Atlanta Falcons. With the injured squad, no Fred Warner, no Nick Bosa for the rest of the year. And that defense still held the Falcons to 10 points. Kept Bijan and Michael Penix, Drake London, Kyle Pitts all in check. Only let them score 10 points. The Niners did their thing Sunday night with a good win. And then Seahawks at the 10th spot. And that's 3 teams from the NFC West in the top 10 of our top 10 teams right now. That's looking like a powerhouse division, best division in the NFL. So they're going to play each other and they're going to mess those records up. So we'll see what happens. But that's a little, what's going on heading into week 8. That's our top 10 teams. Off the Bench TV. This is your boy Sibtain Raza, aka Raza Time, on all my socials. Follow us, like, comment. We go live on Twitch. So follow us on Twitch off the Bench TV. And hey, leave a comment, subscribe, let us know what you think about my list, and let's have a good week 8. We'll give our predictions later on this week. Peace.